Welcome to your practice, guys. My name is Jo, and if you're new to my channel, this is Yoga Precision. I teach alignment-based yoga, where I really break down all the very skillful actions in the body so you can completely transform your body and use your practice in a very therapeutic and healing way. So this class today is all about the feet. We've been spending a lot of time just honing in on the feet, and the reason being is because the feet are the foundation of the body. It's where everything begins. So when our feet start to align and strengthen, everything else follows. Now, this practice today is if you've already been working on your feet and you're starting to get the placement, what parallel is, how to spread the toes, how to place the four corners. Now, if you haven't taken my previous class, I highly recommend going back and taking that one first, which is how to have strong, healthy, and resilient feet. That gives you a great introductory class to all the different actions in the feet. All right, so today we're going to actually put it into practice and do some standing poses. Now, as we go through these poses, I want you to keep your entire attention on your feet the whole time. I'm going to be obviously guiding you through this pose and that. Doesn't matter, you follow that, but every time you come into a different shape, your attention is on your feet. All right, so let's begin by just taking a moment and closing our eyes. So you could sit up like I am on your heels, you could sit on a block, you could sit on a blanket. Just make sure you're sitting on something here to begin. Close your eyes and let your body become still. Let your breath soften. Soften any places of tension or resistance. And most importantly, allow yourself to be willing to slow down and to be willing to learn, right? The beauty of this practice is that there's always something to learn. Our body teaches us when we're willing to slow down and feel more deeply. Now, what better place to start than our feet? How we stand on our feet. Just another few moments here. Letting your attention begin to drop down into your body. And all the way down into your feet. How do your feet feel right now? Now let's take ourselves into a child's pose slowly. So open your knees, big toes together. Just gently stretch your arms forward. Let your forehead rest down. Find the breath. Maybe inch the fingertips a little bit further forward so you start to get a bit more of a stretch. Now walk your hands backwards. Now we're going to need a couple of blocks for this practice. So you can see I've put them on each end of my mat here. And then I want you to take a folded blanket or a folded towel. And you're going to put that right now at the middle of your mat with the rounded edge facing you. Okay, so now we're going to come up into downward facing dog. Immediately as you come up, I want you to look back at your feet and just begin by pedaling the feet out a few times. Just moving the ankles a little bit. And as you're doing this, can you keep your sit bones lifting high in the sky? Spreading the toes, just waking up those feet. Okay, now I want you to walk forward slowly towards that blanket. And you're going to put the balls of your feet on the blanket and keep your heels down on the mat. So this is going to create a calf stretch. So try to lift and spread the toes, and then just begin to gently fold over, breathing here. For this, we want to keep our legs pretty straight because that's how we access the lower legs, the calf muscles. So try to do that for now, but try not to lock out the knees. And just breathe. Press down through your big toe mounds into the blanket. Keep the toes spread so that the toes are not gripping the blanket. Now, leave the blanket and walk back to downward facing dog. This time, I want you to bend both knees, lift and spread the toes, and push your heels straight back, not down so much, but straight back as if there's a wall you can dig your heels into. And at the same time, you're lifting and spreading the toes, you're plugging down through those big toe mounds and stretching the inner heels back. Press the very tops of your thigh bones back and then walk forward again. Place the balls of the feet on the blanket. Walk your hands back and fold over. Keep lifting and spreading the toes. So that's one thing that is quite a strong tendency that we get into, which is to grip the toes. So anytime you notice you're gripping your toes, just lift them and spread them again. Remember, when the toes are lifting and spreading, that's when the arches are lifting. Now go back to down dog again. Parallel feet, hip width distance apart. Very important placement of your feet. Press down through the big toe mounds. Stretch the inner heels back. Lifting, spreading the toes. Now, I'm aware that in down dog, it's not easy to lift your toes, but you can try. Try to lift them. Try to spread them. Press the very top of your thighs back. And then one more time, walk up to your blanket. Big balls of the feet on the blanket. Heels on your mat. Fold one last time. Good. Now, step off your blanket, move it to the side, and just stay in your forward fold now. Check that your feet are parallel, hip width distance apart, and fold over, lifting and spreading your toes, lifting your arches, pulling the muscles up the legs. Now keep your attention on your feet, lengthen your spine forward. Bring your hands to your hips and stand up. Good. Now check your feet are parallel and hip width distance apart. So we don't want to skim over this. It is so important. We don't want to have our feet, like this, for example, where they're just misaligned, because that's going to affect everything above it. So start to get really particular about your feet in a loving way, right? Doesn't mean we're perfectionists. Rather, we're doing it so that we can really bring full awareness into our feet. Okay, because we understand that it has a ripple effect on the rest of the body. Now, once you feel your feet pressing down, lifting and spreading the toes, lifting the arches, I want you to shift the weight over to the left foot. Now really focus on that left foot, all four corners evenly placed. Grab your right ankle and bring the foot into a tree pose. Now remember, you can always be by a wall if you need to be. Bring your hands together at your heart. Spreading the toes still, even the right foot on the inner thigh. Lifting the arches. If you're okay with balancing, you can raise your arms, but any alternative of this is fine. The most important thing is that you're focusing on that standing foot. One more breath. And then bring it down. Bring your feet back to parallel. Hip width distance apart. Standing tall in Tadasana. All right, let's shift over to the right foot. Feel the four corners. So there's no rush. You're slowing everything down. You're spreading the toes, trying not to grip them. And then you're going to bring the left foot to the inner thigh or any alternative. Bring the hands together at the heart. Just keep working on that foot. Both feet, even the lifted one. Spreading the toes, lifting the arches. If you're balancing, you can raise the arms overhead. And come on down. All right, good. So remember, when you're balancing, if you lose your balance, you just go back in again, right? Just keep that mindset of practicing. We're not here to be perfect, okay? So parallel feet again, spread the toes, lift the arches. Just feel how grounded you are on your feet, how much stronger you are, pulling the energy up from your arches and pushing back down into the earth. Now, let's take a wide stance. So now we're going wide and we're again being very meticulous that the feet are parallel to each other still. So take a look and then start to go down through from the big toe mounds to the inner heel, baby toe mounds, outer heel. Spread those toes out. Now, because your feet are wide, you've got to place even more weight to the outer edges, big toe mounds, pinky toe mounds, outer heels. Stretching the soles of your feet on the floor like they're suction cups. Now roll your shoulders back, keep your attention on your feet and begin to fold forward. Place the hands down. Bend the elbows to the side and fold. You could also have your hands on blocks here. You don't have to come all the way down. Just breathe and continue to focus on your feet. Keeping the weight evenly placed. The arches lifting and the toes spreading. So if you catch yourself gripping those toes, just lift them. Doesn't matter how many times. Now come up halfway. So you're straightening your arms here. Now we're going to turn the left toes in slightly. We're going to turn the right toes out and walk the hands over towards the right side. Now, I want you to look at the placement of your feet first. So we want the right heel to dissect the middle of the left arch. So make sure that's happening and that the right toes are perfectly straight, not turned in or turned out, perfectly straight forward. The back foot is slightly turned in. Now, keep the tension on the feet and bend the right leg. So go through big toe mounds, inner heels, baby toe mounds, outer heels, and just let your legs respond to what your feet are doing. So you start to learn how your feet are impacting your legs up into your hips. Now we're going to bring the right forearm up onto the right thigh now and come into side angle pose. Bring your left hand to your left hip, lean back and go through the four corners again. Lift your arches and sweep your left arm alongside your ear. Spreading those toes, pulling the energy up into your legs. Now go into warrior two just for a breath. Hold it. Keep your attention on your feet. Back to side angle. Keep your attention on your feet. Bring the hands back down slowly. Turn your right foot in, back to parallel feet. Spread the toes and fold over again. Lifting your arches. Evenly spreading the weight on the four corners. Now come back up. Let's go the other side. So now we're going to turn the right toes in slightly and turn the left toes, heel toe, all the way out. Point to the top of the mat. Now walk your hands over towards the left slightly. Double check your feet as many times as you need to. Check your left heel is lined up with the middle of the arch. Be really specific about this, you guys. This is everything. This is going to impact your whole body. So now bend the front leg and just keep the weight evenly spread on your feet. Arches lifting. It's not as easy as it looks, right? Now bring your forearm up onto your thigh. Start to come towards your side angle pose. Check your feet. Remember, you can always look at them. As many times we're in this learning process. So looking at your feet makes a big difference. Now sweep the arms, the right arm alongside the ear. Hold. Feel those feet glued to the floor. Now come up. Warrior two, just for a breath. Keep your attention on your feet. Back to side angle. Feel your feet. Back down. Turn the feet parallel one more time. Double check them. And then fold over as you spread the toes and glue the four corners of the feet down. Lifting your arches. Now come back up halfway. Now strong feet. Bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up. Heel toe your feet back in and just give them a little shake. Whew. This is how we get stronger with our feet, right? We learn all the exercises, we do the exercises, we stretch, strengthen, all that stuff. But the standing poses, whew, those are the ones that really challenge the feet because we have the feet in all these different positions. It's really cool. So every different standing pose is slightly different challenge for the feet. Now, with these kind of things, I want you to remember that you can always have a chair in front of you, okay? If you need more stability, just put the back of the chair in front of you, hold the chair and do the same movements with your feet, but with a little bit more support. And then as you feel stronger, then you can start to go maybe without the chair. Now we've got one more standing pose, triangle. So let's go back to that wide position. This is where I want you to use blocks. Now again, we're going to turn the left toes in and turn the right toes out from standing this time. Heel dissects the middle of the left arch. Okay, don't skip over that. Make sure that's happening. Spread the toes. Press through the four corners. Big toe mounds, inner heels. Baby toe mounds, outer heels. Now, you're going to reach out with that right arm. You're going to find your block, any height you think is right for you, and you're going to place it on your mat. Place your right hand on the block outside your ankle. Keep spreading those toes and just tuning in to how your feet are impacting your legs and your hips now as you take your left arm up. Just keep your attention on your feet. What are you noticing as you go through big toe mounds, inner heels, baby toe mounds, outer heels? Then root down strongly. If you need to bend your knees, you can. Stand up. Turn the right foot in. Turn the left foot out. Again, line up the left heel with the middle of your right arch. Make sure your feet are really properly placed. Reach out with your left hand. Find your block. Put it outside the left ankle. Check your feet again and again, over and over. Turn your body to the side and sweep your right arm up. Now there's lots of things we can focus on this pose, and we will, but right now I want you to just concentrate on the feet. And how is that impacting the legs and the hips? What do you feel happening there? Now root down strongly and stand up. Turn your left foot in. Heel toe your feet back together. Give them a little shake. Come on down to your knees. Sit with your toes tucked. Sit on your heels. Squeeze your ankles in. Close your eyes. Notice how much sensation you have in your feet right now. We're literally waking them back up, bringing them back to life. Now, our last pose is what's called Virasana, which is also known as hero's pose. You're going to sit in between your heels on a block. So I'll show you from the side. So as you sit down like this on your block, you want to make sure your ankles are on the outsides of your hips. At some point, we'll be working on this pose without the block. So you'll be sitting all the way down on the floor inside your heels, okay? But for today, we're just going to do it with the block. And we'll build up to that slowly. Now, push your toenails down. From the big toenails to the little toenails, squeeze your ankles in towards your outer hips. Bring your hands to your thighs. Draw your shoulders back. Lift up through the crown of your head and close your eyes. Feeling all the sensations in your feet, all those tingling, warm sensations. Now, this is a perfect time to lay down on your back for at least 5 to 15 minutes. Give yourself a good rest and relaxation. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.